And welcome to our game here with myself, Shane Stapleton. We've no Michael Verney this week, but I think we've more than able deputies in Christy and Carey, who joins us every week, and Kilkenny two-time All-Ireland winner, no, four-time All-Ireland winner, Christy Heffernan. Am I right, Christy?
In or abouts.
Yeah, I don't want to shortchange it. The Club All-Irelands as well.
The Club All-Ireland is bigger than that's my favourite one, the club.
Yeah, well, and that's a touchy subject with Kieran, surely. You had one at Kieran's expense in 91.
No, I know it was great. Jesus, sure, Kieran nearly he almost bet us on his own that day. Only for our goalkeeper, and we wouldn't have made it. But fair play, it was great memories from that time. And you know, you meet some of the lads on the street that you played against. Lord mercy and poor Leonard. I was down at his funeral and I met some of the Patrickswell lads. It was nice to meet him and you know, roll back the years. And you know, I think the GA, that's one thing. You know, the lads, they kind of get together and support. You know, when things are down, they support each other.
Do you have any memories of that, Kieran? I'm sure you do.
I do, yeah. And thinking back at it now, actually, I'm thinking of the Glenmore team, right? I could be wrong here, but like they had a packed team that had, I don't know, about 7 or 8 in the county players. That Christy, they had his brother Ray, did Willie O'Connor, Eddie O'Connor, Liam Simpson, and probably leaving out 1 or 2. You know, they did a packed modern inter-county hurling team, and you know, it was a flaking game. Fantastic game, you know, and it was there first. And, you know, I'd never begrudge any club that's coming through small little town like Christy's Glenmore. It was an outstanding win for them. You know, usually when we get to the finals, there only can be one winner. Obviously, we were kind of gunning to win it ourselves, and we haven't been back there since. So that'll tell you how hard, and it appears to be getting harder and harder, especially at club level, to get to an All-Ireland club final. But as Christy said, great memories, and, you know, there was great characters actually playing on both teams at the time.
Was indeed. Liam Welsh and Tim Phelan. Simpson was actually a Bennett's Bridge man, but Liam Welsh and Tim Phelan used to play for in midfield for Glenmore.
Mike Phelan, that's right, yeah, another good hurler.
Yeah, I tried to meet Marty Morrissey's right-hand man there, Punch down in Ballyneety every year. And today, like, it's a great get-together down Ballyneety. It's like a whole reunion. You know, it's well done for the South Liberties.
Do you remember, Christy, the final whistle in that 91 club final?
Do I what?
Do you remember the final whistle and the feeling on that final whistle?
Oh, absolutely. It was tremendous, you know. Yeah, God, the things that you see old men crying on the sideline afterwards, you know, it's just something special. You know, Kieran, yourself, from winning a county championship.
Yeah.
You know, it was something special. I think we had a lot of pain from the previous years. Ballyhale Shamrocks had played Ballybrown the previous year, but they fucking robbed us in the county final. We were 2 points up with time up. No pain. Imagine 2 points up with time up. I know how God. I always look at that and say, Jesus, how Galway felt this year. Fuck.
Right.
You know, it was game over, and next thing it was over.
Yeah, but I remember Christy, Paul Foley now, who works very closely with the Munster Council, works with JP. He was full back that particular day, and to me, he was like a professional butcher. He was trying to cut scalps off you, left, right, and centre. And come here, Christy. Either way, it didn't work anyway.
Well, once the freeze went over the bar, that didn't matter. I remember we actually played the semi-final actually against Dunley, who beat us years later in the semi-final. But we played Dunley in the semi-final, and I think I scored maybe a point, maybe nothing, but I think Ray scored about 7 or 8 points, but the full-back was eventually sent off. But you know, it was just one of them days. I always look at, you know, it doesn't matter who scores versus TJ Reader. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, you know. Who scores?
Yeah, but Shane, I think if my memory serves me right, when Christy comes back, they probably had about 6 or 7 inter-county players. You know, did a pack side, but very good side. But you could sense a very tight-knit group.
They were, yeah. They were. Well, a lot of them related, Kieran, like yourselves, I suppose.
Yeah.
A lot of connections going back through families, you know.
Yeah. And doesn't that kind of galvanise a kind of little club like that and make it kind of totally tighter as a group when you have a kind of families mixed in the mix?
It does indeed. Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Well, what did you say, Shane? And was it this an ounce of
breeding?
Better than a ton of feeding.
That's right.
Christy, you scored a goal in that final, didn't you? Now, to be fair, you were outscored by Kieran, who got 5 points. But what was it like scoring a goal in an All-Ireland Club final?
It was so different because I didn't use the hurley. I kicked it.
But as you were saying just before the show, Kilkenny are getting good at football now.
I scored a point at the boot as well.
But Chris, come here, Christy Walsh there. He mustn't have been aware of that, because if he was, you could have been super sub there a week ago.
I could. I know Chris, but he lived in Waterford here for a good while.
That's right.
Was Owen Murphy's father play on that team as well?
Oh no, Paddy was gone. Paddy played. I played with Paddy now for years. Paddy played full back for Glenmore. He played our first ever county final. Paddy was the full back, and I think he was injured. That he was definitely gone. He wasn't even on the panel that time. We were very lucky that time. We had such a bunch of lads. Would you believe the juniors won the county final that year? So we had actually a junior, an intermediate and a senior team the following year. It's not 1 year because that's the way it happened. And I suppose like anything here, and you see guys playing with your club, and they playing, and next they're playing with the better lads. They all get better.
Of course they do, yeah. And actually, and thinking back, you said Leonard in right there, Sean Foley and Frankie Nolan. They would have been direct opposition for you for years. They were all in the 39, 40, and 41, and we had another fella, Ger Hayes. And I suppose if they were probably about 3 years younger, we would have a stronger team. But that's the way it goes. But their experience was absolutely huge for the whole squad and the younger guys. So they would have been there throughout my whole career. And, I would have probably know where I stood with them. I knew my place in dressing room, and I would have had serious respect for those guys. So for me, looking back at it, was a great schooling, how I needed to mould myself into a setup like that with huge big guns in the dressing room.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you had Gary Kirby as well, Anthony Carmody. They were. There was a good Limerick inter-county player on that team. It was a serious.
There was, and you had the Sprinkle, the Foleys, you had the Punches. I had a few brothers playing. So Patrickswell were probably similar, but probably not had the same experience. I'd say, Christy. That was probably it.
Possibly. I suppose maybe the other side of it, we look at Croke Park as a home venue for us.
Yeah.
Because most of the lads have played, well, quite a few of them played underage with Kilkenny in Croke Park, made minor under 21. So that experience, but saying all that, if you're coming from a country club and you have, lads that are, I would say, rednecks coming in, if you want to say that.
That's right.
You just get. I remember the first time I played Frank Cummins, the great midfielder from Kilkenny. Frank said, "Look, Christy, it's like we're out to play in Mulnavat. Fucking to say just a different field, That's
Frank looking for you. That's Frank looking for you there, Christy.
I don't know who it can ring away now.
Maybe that's Derek Ling with a late call up.
If they want me enough, they leave a message and I'll ring him back.
Right.
We've got the